Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Aneta here, and today I will show you how to create this simple animation using the animate JavaScript method. Let's get started. Okay, I started with adding this HTML code with a div element with the class name card, which will represent our card on the website. Inside this element we have an image with a source URL, which I copied from unsplash.com, and an alternative text cat image, which will be displayed whenever this image can't be loaded. And also this is an information for screen readers to understand the content of the image. I also added a span inline element with a click me text. We can open that up by clicking go live. I have that available since I have extension live server installed. You can also install that. So let's click go live. And we have our index.html open in the browser. And this is our image. It's very huge, no styling. This is our click me text right under the image. And now we can add CSS styling to make it visually appealing. So let's go back to our Visual Studio Code. I will add the styling in this HTML file, placing it inside the head element with the style tag. And starting with the card, I will style it by a class name. So for class name we need a dot at the beginning. And inside the curly braces I will place my CSS code. Let's see how it looks now. We can see a few changes to the card element, but we can see that this image is not changed at all. So let's apply styling to the image right now. We are styling image by its tag name, so only the name without the dot. Let's go with the styling. The styling already looks good, but let's make sure that this is displayed in the center. And now we have our card displayed in the middle. As we have our styling ready, let's explain a few things. Let's open the inspect mode. Here we have our HTML code and here is the styling. Inside HTML, we have the head element with our styling tag and the body, which is the main container of our web page. The body element also has some initial styling, display block and margin set to 8 pixels, but we replaced that with margin 0 and display grid. As we can see, if we remove it now, we have the initial styling, which is 8 pixels margin from each side. And if we remove the display grid, our card is displayed on the top left. Let's now see our card styling. The padding 1.2 rem. The text transform uppercase, which we can see it's not uppercase in our code. Font weight bold, background is set to this value, cursor pointer, which also gives us some information that we can click this element. Width is set to 350 pixels. The border radius 20 pixels. We use a display flags to display items in the column direction and align items to display them in the center, and the gap between the image and span element 12 pixels. The span itself has no additional styling. And for our animation we will be using animate method, which is a shortcut method which creates a new animation, applies it to the element, then plays the animation. It has two arguments, keyframes and options. Keyframes is an array of keyframe objects, and options is either an integer representing the animation duration or an object containing one or more timing properties. So let's copy that. And in the script tag, we need element and place the code. Now create keyframes, a variable for that. Another thing we need is the element. And the element for us will be our card component. Let's create a columns variable card. And to get it, we need a document that, for example, we can get it by query selector. And the class name card. And we want this animation to happen on click, which means, by the way, that we need to add an event listener, which will be our element card add event listener click. And the second argument is a function. And in the function, we will place this method, but changing element to our card. So let's open our project and now we can test the functionality. Let's click this element and it's already working. Okay, that will be all for today. Thank you very much for watching and see you in the next one.